Vaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaitanya Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashtraisha Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhagavati Naistike. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Thakur, Part 2, the Lord's Appearance, Adi Khanda, second chapter, 12th verse. Hena Krishna Chandre Durge Avatara Tan Kripa Vinekara Shakti Jani Bara. Lord Krishna's incarnations are very difficult to understand. Who has the power to understand them without his mercy? The pastimes of Krishna are completely incomprehensible for people who are overwhelmed by the knowledge acquired through their material senses. Material scholars do not accept the Lord of all energies and incarnations of Vishnu Krishna as a source of the omnipotent four-handed Narayan. Rather, they consider him a political hero and an ordinary historical descendant of the Yadu dynasty. So even those who have some devotional tinge, not completely, I would say, and they say Krishna is not the supreme. They say Krishna who just appeared 5,000 years ago. And that's because it's not easy to understand Krishna. And Krishna can only be known by when he is merciful. They say he was a political hero and ordinary historical descendant of the Yadu dynasty. In other words, rather than understanding Krishna as the absolute truth and cause of all causes due to their material conceptions, they consider him an ordinary living entity with a material form and one of various objects of material enjoyment. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna appears in this world, all the occasional Leela avatars combine in his form. This fact is also extremely incomprehensible. Without the mercy of Krishna, one can never understand the science of Krishna by his own endeavor. Only that person to whom Krishna Chandra has mercifully revealed his pastimes has attained the fortune to worship him. Only that person to whom Krishna has mercifully revealed his pastimes. And who he gives his mercy to, who he bestows his mercy on, person who is engaged in service, loving devotional service. And more we are surrendered, more mercy we get. In this regard, one may discuss a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam that begins Jnani Prayasa Mudapasya. So, by our own endeavor, we cannot approach him. It doesn't mean we don't do endeavor, but we have to understand it's not that by my endeavor I can attain anything. Achintya agamya Krishna avatara leela sai Brahma Bhagavate apane kahila. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma concludes that the pastimes of Krishna's incarnations are inconceivable and inaccessible. When Mother Yashoda saw the universe within the mouth of her son, she offered her obeisances to him as follows. I offer my respects to the form of the inconceivable and unmanifest, who is without qualities, but who is the soul of all qualities, the form holding all the universes, the supreme Brahman. Mother Yashoda is bowing to little Krishna because she was bewildered, seeing the whole universe in the mouth of little Krishna. And then in the universe, she saw all the planets, and she saw in her house Yashoda looking into the mouth of Krishna, and that she saw in Krishna's mouth. Of course, she got bewildered. And she's paying obeisances to little Krishna. Of course, Krishna had to again put her in Yoga Maya. No, this is messing up bhav, or ras. Lord Brahma also declares that the Lord's pastimes are inconceivable and incomprehensible in the 10th canto, 14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavata. So after Brahma Vimohan Leela, this is what Brahmaji declared. Koveti bhuman bhagwan paratman yogeshwareto varotir bhavata stri lokya ka va katham va kati va kadeti vistarayan kridasi yoga maya. O Supreme Great One, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, Master of all mystics, your pastimes are taking place continuously in these three worlds. But who can estimate where, how, and when you are employing your spiritual energy in performing these innumerable pastimes? No one can understand the mystery of how your spiritual energy acts. No one can understand. That's Krishna's Yoga Maya. After Lord Krishna smashed the pride of Brahma, who had stolen the calves of Braj, Brahma offered prayers to Lord Krishna, including the above words from Srimad Bhagavatam. This verse was spoken by Brahma to counteract the following doubts. Why does the supremely independent Lord appear in a low-born species like Matsya? Why does the Lord exhibit the humble act of begging in his woman incarnation? Why did Krishna run away from the battle? By addressing the Lord as Bhuman, it is understood that the Lord is incomprehensible. That is, Srila Swami says this. He is incomprehensible. How can somebody understand? The word Bhuman means the supreme great one. The word Bhagavan means full of all opulences. The word Paratman means the super soul of all, or the cause of all causes. And the word Yogeshwar means the eternal master of all mystic potencies. Since no one knows your pastimes, you are yourself the basis of your unmanifested pastimes, since you are full of all opulences. You are yourself the source of varieties of pastimes. Since you are the super soul, you are yourself the limit of your pastimes. And since you are ever existing, you are yourself the knower of the time of your pastimes. The word Yoga Maya refers to the supreme internal energy of the Lord. Jiva Goswami says this. So how great Krishna is, even that we don't know how great he is. It is said that Krishna, appeared to minimize the burden of the earth. Ram appeared to kill Ravan, and various other incarnations appeared to re-establish the principles of religion. Is your destruction of the pride of the demons deluded with material knowledge not known? Yes, it is known. But no one is able to fully understand the cause of the Lord's advent. For what purpose the Lord's pastimes are performed, and the Lord will appear, and how long the Lord will stay. This verse was spoken to emphasize this point. Means nobody knows, nothing. The word Bhuman refers to the all-pervading personality with innumerable forms. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary is writing. The word Bhagavan indicates that although the Lord has a universal form, he is nevertheless full with six opulences. The word Paratman indicates that although the Lord is the supreme personality of Godhead, he is also the super soul. The word Yogeshwar indicates that by the influence of his Yogmaya, the Lord is full of the greatest opulences, such as his universal form. The word Uti refers to the Lord's pastimes, beginning with his appearance. Since your innumerable forms are all pervading, full with six opulences, not made of material elements and forms of the super soul, how then is it possible that your innumerable forms are simultaneously performing various pastimes within the three worlds? So, simultaneously performing various pastimes within the three worlds for the pleasure of the devotees. In answer to this, it is understood that these innumerable forms of the Lord perform their pastimes by manifesting themselves at appropriate times according to the desire of his devotees and by the influence of his inconceivable Yogmaya potency. See, so in this universe, Krishna appeared once in a day of Brahma. The 14 Manus, so 7th Manus, 28th Dwapar Yuga. End of 28th Dwapar Yuga, he appears. But then his pastimes are Nitya. So Nitya means always, they should be always happening. So all his pastimes are happening because there are innumerable universes. So one pastime and say, suppose Govardhan, lifting of Govardhan Leela, and here he starts somewhere else, some other universe, and here some other pastime is going on. Lord Ram is performing his pastime in one universe, and he's killing Ravan somewhere, and he's going to Banvas somewhere. They're all happening at the same time. This is really inconceivable. And there is another quality, quality or another aspect. Now, when all the universes, when Vishnu, Mahavishnu inhales, all the universes go in his body, devastate, and in the seed form, they go in his body. At the so when he inhales, all the universes are there. So the universes are not there where he's going to perform his pastimes. So material universes are gone. But no, they're not gone. They're gone in sense, yes. But Yog Maya creates that many universes again for Krishna to perform his pastime. Because otherwise, what's the meaning of Nitya Leela? So when he inhales, all the universes are created again by Yog Maya, so Krishna can perform his pastime. But those are by Yog Maya. And then when he exhales, Mahavishnu, those universes are gone. Then he performs his pastime in those universes that have appeared. And in the spiritual world, the pastime is already going on. This is really inconceivable. How? And if somebody says, "Oh, because this is what people say, Ram appeared before Krishna, so you should chant Hare Ram first." Because one person in one of the journeys, he came with this. Where is appearance of before, after? The Nitya Leelas, they're performing their pastimes eternally. Completely incomprehensible. Completely. And somebody who, if somebody says, "Oh, I know Krishna pastime," then definitely he doesn't know anything. How is it possible? Since there is no truth superior to Krishna, no one is able to realize his omnipotency. Although the Lord is the absolute truth, he manifests his pastimes within this material world. Yet, he has not given anyone the ability to fully understand the purposes for which he incarnates. To fully understand, of course, we can understand partially or to whatever, or minutely, or just um, a spark of his purpose. That's all we can understand. Because this is how much we are eligible for. Even that is enough for us to get purified and go back to the spiritual. Krishna himself says, no, Bhagavad Gita, janma karma chame divyam, evam yoveti tattvata, tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti swarsham. Janma karma chame divyam. They are transcendental. My appearance, my pastimes, they're transcendental. And one who knows in the truth, then he goes back. He doesn't come back to the material world again. कौन हेतु कृष्ण चंद्र करे अवतार कार्य शक्ति आचे तत्व जानीते ताहार. Who has the ability to know why Krishna Chandra incarnates? तथापि श्री भागवते गीता ये काय ताहा लिखी ये निमिते अवतार hai. Still I am giving whatever reasons are described in the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita. People who are on the path of ascending knowledge try to find the cause of the activities of this material world. That this material world is the effect of someone's actions is very difficult to comprehend. Yet the author appropriately explains the cause of all causes, as revealed by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the ripened fruit of desire tree of Vedic literature. The author explains the cause of Lord Krishna's advent by following in the footsteps of the Vedic literature, rather than, rather than making his own personal endeavor. The author explains the cause of Lord Krishna's advent by following in the footsteps of the Vedic literature. So, rather than uh, making his own personal endeavor, rather than speculating. Srila Kaviraj Goswami, however, has ascertained these causes as secondary and meant particularly for devotees following the process of regulative devotional service. Kaviraj Goswami says that these incarnations of Vishnu are namitika, or occasional incarnations. So he says namitika, that means for particular purpose they appear. But even then, the pastimes are nitya, eternal. यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharat and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. One should refer to Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, wherein Sri Shukdev Goswami says to Maharaj Parikshit, whenever the principles of religion deteriorate and the principles of irreligion increase, the supreme controller, the personality of God at Sri Hari, appears by his own will. So whenever the principles of religion deteriorates and principles of irreligion increase, so Krishna says, I advent myself. I advent myself, in other words, to bewilder the demons, I manifest myself in this world like a created being under the clutches of the illusory energy. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that. So this is to bewilder the demons so that they don't understand that he is God himself. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. Let them carry on with their whatever nonsense activities. And also, um, when there is awe and reverence, the devotees cannot relate properly with him. So he performs activities like a human being, but he is definitely not a human being. And the devotees can relate with him. The word, so, and Baldev Vidyabhushan says, and the word dharma refers to the dharma that is described in the Vedas. The word glani means destroy. The word adharma refers to that which is contrary to dharma. The word abhyuthan means arising. The words I manifest do not mean created like a material object because I was personally present even before creation. Therefore, created objects have no lordship over me. The word adharma is explained by Narad Muni to Maharaj Yudhishthira in the following verse. There are 5 branches of irreligion, appropriately known as irreligion, vidharma, religious principles for which one is unfit, pardharma, pretentious religion, abhas, analogical religion, updharma, and cheating religion, chal dharma. So they all come under the category of adharma. Krishna comes to establish the real religion, dharma. It's not Hindu dharma, what we think. The real dharma of the soul, which is to serve the Lord, or at least to follow Varnashram dharma. The only injunction governing my appearance is that I am independent. So I appear whenever I desire. Whenever there is a decline in religious principles and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend by my own sweet will. The regulations that govern the entire universe are beginningless. But when in due course of time these regulations become defective by some undetermined cause, irreligiosity becomes prominent. No one is able to counteract this situation other than me. Therefore, I appear in this material world along with my internal potencies in order to destroy irreligious principles. It is not that I appear only in the land of Bharatvarsha, but according to the need, I also appear amongst the demigods and lower species. So do not think that I do not appear among the malechas and other low-born human beings. I also appear among them as Shaktavesh avatar or empowered incarnation to protect them in whatever little religious principles those impure persons follow. Yet I am more anxious to appear amongst my dependents in India because Varnashram Dharma is followed there without obstruction. Therefore, all the pleasing Yoga avatars and Ansha avatars are found only in the land of Bharatvarsha. Activities performed without fruitive desire, Nishkam Karma Yoga, philosophical speculation, Jnana Yoga, and the ultimate process of devotion service, Bhakti Yoga, are not properly practiced where there is no practice of Varnashram Dharma. But know for certain that the traces of devotion found amongst the low-born humans are due to the mercy of the devotees. That's Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary. So, so in Bharatvarsh, he appears because there is still the dharma that is left of its Punyabhumi, Varnashram dharma is still followed to a certain extent. Now in Kali Yuga, even that has gone down. And so that is why Mahaprabhu had to come to uh, to give full mercy, because without that mercy, there's nothing could happen. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sambhavami Yuga Yuga, I appear in every yuga. The Kali Yuga is so degraded, so degraded. Nobody wants to follow anything. And further Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuga yuga. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So yes, different acharyas have given different uh, purports to this. I'll just go to Sri Baldevidya Bhushan's commentary. Delivering the sadhus means that the Lord delivers his devotees from the distress of intense eagerness to see the Lord. Because the devotees are constantly engaged in remembering the Lord's form and qualities, they have a strong desire to see the Lord, who thus manifests his enchanting form before them. The word Dushkritinam refers to demons such as Ravan and Kansa, who are averse to the devotees and who cannot be killed except by the Lord. The word Dharma refers to the pure devotional process of worshipping the Lord and meditating on his form. Although this process of devotional service is performed on the basis of regulative principles, it cannot be propagated by others. The word sansthapan indicates preaching properly. These three purposes are the cause of the Lord's appearance. No one should doubt the Lord's impartiality when he kills the demons, because the demons who are killed by the Lord attain liberation. This chastisement of the demons is a display of the Lord's mercy. So he is very, very merciful. Even if he kills, it's merciful. It's all full of mercy because he liberates those demons. But the devotees were hankering to see his pastimes, to see his beautiful form, and to be with him. He appears for that. And for the future devotees also who will speak about those pastimes. Beautiful, sweet pastimes. So he appears. So his appearance is multi-purpose, full of multi-purpose. But it's not easy to understand. That's all. Okay, I guess I can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments? Okay, you all have safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.